guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be doing my go-to foundation routine for when I want to make sure that my makeup stays looking flawless all day and lasts me all day without breaking up or caking up. So we're going to do that in this video. We're going to try out a new product. This is the Benefit Porefessional Pearl Primer, so I'm excited to give this a try. And that is it. So let's just hop right into this video. So I think the first thing and what's like really key in making sure that your makeup lasts all day, first of all, but also that it looks like flawless and really pretty, is just making sure you have a really good base. So taking care of your skin is really important. So before I get started, I'm gonna prime my skin with all my skincare products that I would generally use before doing my makeup. Typically, I would do this before I do my eyes and eyebrows and everything, but for the sake of the video and showing you guys, I just waited to do it after, so I'm just gonna be careful when going around my eyes. So first things first, I'm gonna go in with some moisturizer. This is the Benefit Total Moisture Facial Cream, and you just wanna make sure that you really work this into your skin and get a nice hydrated base going on. I also have some lip balm on my lips because this winter weather is killing my lips. I have on this one. This is the Voss Macaroon Lip Balm. This is like really good stuff for when your lips are really dried and chapped in the winter. So once you have that moisturizer really worked into your skin, I'm gonna go in with my next little skincare product. So I'm gonna go in with some MAC Strobe Cream. This is just another moisturizing product, but it does give like a luminous finish. So we're gonna go in with some of that. And this I'm not gonna put all over. I'm just gonna kind of go on like the high points of my face, wherever I would actually highlight, and do the same thing, just work that in. I'm just being like really careful to not get too close to my brows or eye makeup because some of this stuff has oil in it and you don't want what we already did to kind of like move around, which is typically why I do this before I go in and do my eye makeup. But like I said, just so you guys can see, I was just gonna leave that on the high points of my face, but as you can see, I just put that everywhere. It's all right, we're going with it. So now I'm actually gonna go in with a facial serum. This is not something I do all year. I typically go in with a facial serum in the winter months when the air is a lot more dry and when it's freezing outside and windy. So this is the Benefit Instant Comeback Specialist Facial Serum. You always want to do anything like oily, any oil after you moisturize. You only need a tiny bit of this, and I'm just gonna really work that into my hands first, warm the product up, and then kind of gently massage your face. You don't want to like pull too much and be really rough. Now, being that we're trying to make our makeup last all day, you're just gonna set it with a little bit of setting spray. This is just MAC Fix Plus, and that'll kind of set your skincare products. So once you kind of let all that skincare and moisturizers and all that stuff set in, you want to let it dry and really like absorb into your skin before you go in with any additional product. We're gonna go in now that it's set in with the Benefit Porefessional Pearl Primer. This is something I've been so excited to try since I saw that it was coming out. You guys know that the original Porefessional is like my go-to primer. However, this one gives the same effect. However, it's supposed to brighten your skin and leave a more radiant, luminous finish. So you guys already know I'm here for that. I'm gonna use the same amount that I normally would, just like a pea-size amount, and just work that into wherever I have fine lines and pores. I'm just gonna really buff that in, really work it into those lines to kind of fill them in. It smells so nice. It's very like fresh and clean smelling. Oh yeah, that's definitely way more luminous than the original. So far, so good. I'm not mad at it. All right, so before I go in with foundation and all of that, I'm going to conceal just a few little breakouts and red spots that I have. So I'm just gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in light neutral. And then I'm just gonna kind of stipple that first and then work on buffing it out. So it's not gonna completely cover it. It'll just kind of take away some of the redness. And then when we go in with foundation and the rest of our face makeup, you'll see it'll kind of just disappear. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the Benefit WattsUp. This is a cream to powder highlight. I like to put this on before I do foundation just to kind of like add a little extra luminosity. You just really focus on pressing that into the skin. For foundation, we're gonna mix two different ones. This is a combination I've been using pretty much every day lately, whenever I do my makeup, that is. And I'm a big fan of mixing foundations. I know everyone isn't like in love with the idea of that, but for me, it just works. It gives me like the perfect finish and the perfect shade, and it works for me. I love it. So we're gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Foundation in the shade 180 and the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 124. So I'm just gonna do a few pumps on the back of my hand of that. And the only thing I don't like about this matte and poreless foundation is that it doesn't have a pump, so you have to pour it, which isn't like a huge deal. It's just like annoying. We're just gonna mix that up on the back of our hand and kind of do one of those. And then we are just going to take a damp beauty sponge and we're just gonna start to buff that in. So I use like really really light, fast patting motions, and it just gives me like the best coverage and finish, I think. All right, so now what you can do is just go back in any areas that you want extra coverage, you can just add a little bit more. So over here for me, and these aren't full coverage foundations, so if you want, you can definitely go in with a full coverage foundation. I just prefer to use a medium coverage and build it if I need. It's a little bit less heavy on my skin. So you really just want to work the foundation into your skin. So the more you work the product into your skin, the less it's going to look like it's there. The more you blend and work it in and keep going in with these small patting motions, especially with a damp blender, the more it's going to look like skin and the less it's going to look like product, if that makes any sense. So after I have on the desired amount of product, I kind of just go over everything and just really work everything into my skin. I think that primer, or the combination of the primer with the cream highlighter that we put on, is really pretty. It's giving like such a luminous look to the skin, and these foundations are not like a radiant luminous finish, they're more matte. So I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape again in light neutral, just a bit. I'm just gonna do kind of like under my eyes just to highlight. I'm not really trying to cover anything here. Around here where I get redness, especially in the winter. And then I'm just gonna go right up the bridge of my nose. I hate when the line doesn't come out like perfect there. And I'm gonna go back in with the Beauty Blender for this, still damp, but I'm gonna wring out a little bit of water so it's a little bit less damp. All right, and we're just gonna blend that out. So the line on my nose, I'm kind of gonna leave for a second because I want that to act kind of as a highlighter. And the same way we did our foundation, just small patting motions and just work it into the skin so that it looks like skin. I'm gonna bring this little bit of makeup here up the sides of my nose. That'll kind of help us with the contouring process. This is why I never do my under eye makeup before I do my face makeup, because it gets like all over it, but it's all right. I'll go in and clean that up when we're done with the face. And then I'm gonna squeeze my Beauty Blender to make it a little bit more narrow, just so I can get up the bridge of my nose and in between my brows. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of cream contour. So this is the Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. I'm just gonna do a little bit of contouring. I'm just gonna kind of go here, my nose, and under my lip. And then the same thing, just the damp Beauty Blender, and just buff that out. Now we're gonna set everything with powder. So I always use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. A lot of people have been setting their faces recently on YouTube with their damp sponge. For me, I don't think it does anything different. I do the sides of my nose with it, but other than that, I find that going in with a dry brush to set kind of does the same thing. Some people swear by it, but it's just all about what works for you, you know? And we're gonna let that hang out for a little bit. So I'm just gonna take a little powder on my brush, and I kind of just press it into the skin before I go in and kind of blend everything out. The more you press it into the skin, the more, like I said before, it'll kind of just give a more natural look. It'll make your skin look more flawless without kind of disturbing the product that's already laid down underneath it. So same type of idea as with the sponge, we're just kind of tapping it in very lightly. I always do a little bit extra on my smile lines to kind of try and help fill those in a little bit more. So now we're gonna go in and bronze and warm up the skin. So I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just gonna run that along my hairline, and then I go underneath the hollows of my cheek, and then I just run a little bit along my jawline. So then I'm gonna go in with a little bit more contour. So I'm gonna take, this is by the Balm Cosmetics, this is the Bahama Mama, and I just take like a little precision brush. This is a Luxie 660 precision brush, and I'm just gonna do my cheeks a little bit with this and my forehead. So I just kind of go like about an inch, and it just makes the face a little bit more angular and defined. And then I just take a little bit more, and I just kind of run it again right along my hairline. I especially do this step if my hair is up. If my hair is down, you can kind of skip this because you're not gonna see it anyway, especially if you have bangs, but being that my hair is pulled back today, we're gonna do it. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronze topper. I use the Benefit Rockateur for this, and I just go really lightly with this step. And I just kind of go apples of my cheeks, and again, right along my hairline. Now we're gonna go in with blush. So again, this is by the Balm Cosmetics. This is Fall for this blush. I guess that's the color of it. I'm just gonna take a little angled brush. So I kind of smile, and the ball of your cheek is where you wanna focus most of the product. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my damp beauty sponge again, and I'm just gonna dip it into a little bit more of that translucent powder. I'm just gonna carve out this area. All right, we're gonna let that hang out for a few minutes and then we'll kind of dust it away. All right, so let's get a little highlighter action going. So I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. I feel like this is such like a slept on highlighter. I think it's so pretty and I never see anybody use it, but I love it and I use it pretty much every single day. So I just go on the high points of my cheeks in like an upwards C type motion. So I'm gonna do just a dot here on the tip of my nose, and then I just go right over here. This is the way I've been doing it lately. I used to go down the entire bridge of my nose, but I think that this is just a little bit more pretty. It's a little subtle. A little bit more subtle, I should say. And then I'm gonna just do my Cupid's bow. Some people love a Cupid's bow, some people hate a Cupid's bow highlight. I love it, so we're doing it. And that's kind of all I do for highlight. So I'm gonna sweep away this bakage, and it just leaves us with a much cleaner line there. So now we're gonna set everything. My favorite setting spray for making sure that your makeup lasts all day and just gives like the most beautiful finish, I think, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. It literally like melts everything on your face into your skin. It makes it look so natural and it's so long wearing. This is like the only setting spray, other than like MAC Fix Plus, which I don't really use as a setting spray, but this is like the only setting spray I've used for probably the last like 2 to 3 years, and nothing else I think compares to it. So this is like my kind of holy grail. I'm gonna take a quick bath in that, and then another trick, you wanna just fan it in, make sure it really dries, this way you have no little like water droplets on your face that can leave like little watermarks. So that is it for my foundation routine. This is the routine that I go to every single time I want my makeup to last all day. It's like tried and true. It never fails me. I love this foundation combination. This is just what works for me. So let me know in the comments down below if you try it out, if it works for you, or if you use something else that works for you, different methods, tips and tricks. As for the Pearl Porefessional Primer, so far so good. It definitely filled in my pores and fine lines. It's definitely more of a radiant finish, which I love. So this may be my new go-to. I will let you guys know on Snap, Instagram, and Twitter how it wears throughout the day. So that is that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if it was helpful or you just enjoyed watching it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification bell so you know when I upload another video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.